I still can't understand what's going on. Well, I'm now at 3,000 subscribers, which makes absolutely zero sense. I never imagined this would happen in such a long time. I can't help but thank you guys so much for the recent support, as we recently just broke like a ton of channel records. And if it weren't for you select people at the very beginning, none of this would have happened. So you know who you are, and I absolutely thank you guys so much for sticking with me all this time. So now that that's out of the way, let's get to the Q&A. Starting off with the YouTube comments. Will I be uploading more often? I've really been trying to get into the habit of uploading more videos in a timely manner, but I don't know if that's really going to stick too much because I've been getting better about it, but it's probably going to be completely destroyed the second school starts up again. What year of Tiv 1 is the best? I'm going to probably go with one of the very original ones, like in 2003. Something about it just looks different, but better, even though it's definitely way less practical. Have I ever witnessed a tornado myself? Back in March of this year, I witnessed an EF1 tornado tear across a part of town that I'm very familiar with, and it was actually kind of interesting to see. Nobody was killed in said tornado, or even injured, thankfully, but it still did do quite a lot of damage to areas that I am very familiar with, which kind of gave me a different view on storms. So obviously I still love storms, and they're like my passion, but really not a fan of seeing them so close to home. Will I do more of the Twisted Chaser series that inspired you to make your own Twisted series and you would love to see more of it? That series has been discontinued for a very long time now. I don't have any plans to continue it really because the editing style that I used back then was completely different, and with the way modern Twisted works, I don't even think it would be a possibility for the way I want to do things. I'm probably just going to continue making content the way I have been recently. Do I want to be a storm chaser in real life? Yes. I don't really know what more I can add to that. Do I plan on doing any other sorts of tornado games on Roblox or Steam? I've been planning on getting back into Holicity a little bit, but it's taken some time because I've been experiencing some extreme burnout with Holicity recently. Because with the map that Holicity has, you can only play on it so long before you've literally been everywhere in the past 5 minutes. What's my favorite Metallica song?
Symphony of Destruction.
Probably one of the older ones, and Kill 'Em All or Ride the Lightning. If I had to pick on the spot, I'd probably say Fade to Black. What's my favorite variant of any vehicle? Probably go with maybe 2009 Tiv 2, but at the same time, I really love the 2012 Dominator 2 as well, so it's really hard to pick. When did I start playing Twisted? The very first time I played Twisted was back in 1.17.0 in March of 2022. It has been quite a while since I've started playing Twisted. What is my favorite Tiv 2 variant? I really like the 2009 Tiv 2. Close second would be the new 2024 Tiv 2 though. What is my widest tornado in 1.21? Please don't make fun of me, but it's less than a mile. It's like 3,500 some feet. I don't have a picture of the track because it was so insignificant that I thought I would see a bigger tornado literally within a week. What is the best vehicle in Twisted in my opinion? For practicality, I'd probably have to say the Dominator 3 or something, just because of the threshold and the deploy time being so good. I just don't use it that much because I think it's the most overused vehicle in Twisted. What inspired me originally and got me hooked to storm chasing? Probably the Tornado Chasers TV series, which is Reed Timmer's POV of the 2013 storm season. Who's my favorite Twisted YouTuber? Probably Tofu. He's a huge inspiration to me, and he was literally the first person that I found in Twisted. Not in a server, but the second I searched up Twisted on YouTube, it linked me to one of his videos, and that was the first thing that I watched. And for who my favorite non-Twisted YouTuber is, I'd probably have to go and say Pecos Hank, even though he's still really closely related to Twisted. It's just basically Twisted in real life, but you understand. What was my most interesting Twisted chase? Back in 1.19.1, there was a server that Kraz rolled with probably the most interesting forecast I've ever seen. But weirdly, even though the thermos were incredibly high, the only tornado that actually performed somewhat good at all was off of a storm that formed completely before the thermos even reached the forecast. And whenever the forecast was actually met, then all the tornadoes afterwards started being absolutely terrible. It's just weird to show the way thermos used to work back then. I still don't understand it at all. If I could have my own chase vehicle made, describe how it would look and what car would it be based off of if it was an interceptor. Now, I don't really want an interceptor because I don't really like the thought of being in the tornado and just risking my entire life right then and there. I'd much rather deploy something that does that for me that I can go get later. So realistically, any type of vehicle that could drop a probe very quickly, like even mechanically without me having to get out of the vehicle, would be my vehicle of choice. And now for the Discord questions. By the way, if you have not joined yet, there's a link in the description. Have I lost all hope for the new generation? Basically, yeah. What is something I want to change about Twisted? I'd probably revert Wobbin back to its original state before it was Wobbin. Do I go storm chasing? Not in real life, no. At least not yet. What's something I would like to see in Twisted? It can be a feature or anything that would make the game more realistic, in my opinion. That is actually an insanely difficult question, because there's so much that I want added, but it's so hard to just pick one. Honestly, if they just follow through with that new map blueprint that they put out, I'd be happy. How much longer do I see myself playing Twisted for? Really, as long as it's relevant. If I could only keep one game, Twisted or ATS? That is so difficult. I'd probably have to say ATS just because of the absurd amount of money I put into the game. When is my mega tier list coming? Not gonna lie, I completely forgot about that. I was working on it, and then 1.21 came out, so I had to stop everything, and I really just haven't started it up since, but now that you reminded me, probably soon. What's better, Outbreak or Twisted? Twisted by a long shot. Outbreak is not even that good. What's my favorite sport to play? I really like backyard football, but I also really like things like Ultimate Frisbee that are kind of more like simple, and I also don't mind playing things like badminton or tennis every now and then. What is something I want to wipe off of the face of the earth? Cancel culture. If I was in Will's place for a day, what would I do for Twisted? Obviously, this is considering that I know as much as he does about development. If I had to choose just one thing, I'd put more damage indicators for buildings that don't really have them. If I was able to, would I make a storm chasing game on Roblox? Probably not. I'm fine with playing games that other people have made. I do not need to have the title of being a Roblox developer. Not saying Will and Siri fall into this stereotype, but they typically end up being not the greatest type of people. What is my favorite game besides Roblox and ATS? I really enjoy playing Minecraft in my free time. Typically just like vanilla survival though. Do I like chicken? Yes, chicken is actually one of like my favorite grilled foods. So the only thing that could really beat chicken as like food is probably like a really good brisket. Favorite Roblox game? I mean, does this really need to be answered? What is my favorite animal? I love hamsters so much. Just look at these little goobers. How can you look at this and not just love it? What is my favorite tornado image? Probably one of the like early stages of like the El Reno tornado or one of the Dodge City photos. Favorite video with Kraz and Iron? Probably my favorite video of all time because they were both in it, so yeah, the original 48 Hours event is still probably my favorite video after over a year. Will I play Outbreak? I have played Outbreak before, and it is such a letdown, dude. Like, I can't tell you how disappointed I was in the release of Outbreak, especially since it literally looked better in the, like, very early stages of development back in 2016. Any other collabs planned or wanting to do in the near future? I actually do have a few collabs in mind, but I'm gonna keep them under the radar for now because I don't want to like expose who it is before I even like ask that person for a collab in the first place. What is my favorite band? For my favorite band, I'd have to say Megadeth because I'm literally wearing a shirt of them right now. But some honorable mentions would definitely have to be Mastodon, Lamb of God, Slipknot, System of a Down, and Iron Maiden. Of course, you can't forget about Korn either. What is my opinion on the new Twisters movie? Well, kinda haven't seen it yet. What's my opinion on being called Fizzy Soda Bottle and other weird nicknames? I literally do not care at all. What is my favorite country besides the United States? That is such a difficult question because there's so many places I'd like to visit in this world. If I had to just choose a random place on the spot, I think it'd be really cool to visit Italy someday. What was my dream job when I was younger? A little while ago, I really always wanted to like open up a mechanic shop. I thought that would have been so cool for some reason, but I don't know why I wanted to do that. I would have absolutely hated my life if I did that because I do not like dealing with stupid people who don't know how cars work. What do I plan for the future? Really just to continue with like storm videography and photography. Am I ever going to get monetized? Probably at some point, yeah. I'm gonna need some sort of income soon, so that'd probably be a really easy way, even though I probably wouldn't make too much. What is my opinion on the state of the Twisted Discord server? More specifically, Twisted Chat. Brain rot. Opinions on Boy with Uke. I literally know one song and it's toxic. Literally have no clue. And lastly, what do I want to achieve in the future? Really just make a name for myself in the storm chasing community. And that wraps up the 3,000 subscribers Q&A. If you did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new around here. And with that being said, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.